Good morning, you guys. It's me. I know I wasn't here yesterday. I apologize. It was kind of nuts. Today is no better. I think I need to go play on the freeway. I do. I'm telling you. Well, let's see. I need glasses, first of all. I'm going to do this because I don't want people seeing my eyes. I don't like the way I look. So, and I have to look more intelligent, right? Yeah, that's what my kids say. Put the glasses on, it makes me more intelligent. Anyway, we're going to talk about a couple things. Yay! But no, seriously, guys, I'm trying to say that we're going to talk about the ethereal beings. I want to talk about people's reaction to what has been going on in the world. I'm not sure if people that are visiting here or our regular subscribers are like in the news about what's going on. For instance, we have more and more cryptids that are stepping out. I'm going to address people on here for a little bit until it starts getting crazy, okay? Good morning, Johnny. I'm doing good. How are you? Good morning, Earth Angel. First of all and foremost, okay, during this time period, people are ascending. Okay, I know a lot of you don't know what that means. And maybe there are a few of you that do know what it means. But ascension is when your DNA and your soul, which are already combined, kind of intertwine and grow into a different form of DNA. Good morning, Lynn. Good morning, Aaliyah. And good morning, Terminator. I want people to understand that every single person out there is capable of ascending, okay? And that means your soul ascension. Doesn't necessarily, good morning, nobody, mean that your body is going to go with you, okay? And it's not hard, okay? I'm going to explain a little bit here. I have ascension, okay? So that means that I'm sitting here as a human being, but I also can look at other realms and look at people. And while I'm sitting here talking to someone, I have all of a sudden, I see a completely different person standing beside them or behind them in an etheric body, okay? It doesn't take me too much to focus on that etheric body and then have it turn solid so that I can completely see what it is. So when this occurs in people, other people, you may have different forms of ascension. My kids grew up with this topic and they always referred to it as superpowers, okay? So it seems to them that superpowers just means that your whole body physically changes. And when I say your whole body, I'm talking about your soul body, okay? Not this thing, okay? This little wrapper that we're all in, okay? So it's really kind of confusing, and I understand that. But it's not that confusing, okay? Because you just have to just roll with it. Let your body just do what it's going to do. Once this happens, you guys are going to turn around and start noticing that you see things, okay? Flashes, people running by you. You swear, God, I just saw this. I thought I saw someone standing right there. You're going to see things like that, okay? And what that means is that you're able to understand, relate to that other realm that is right there next to you, Okay? And this happens a lot. The realms come, in waves, and then they leave. Okay? So once this happens, you're into a different reality, a different realm. What about sleep paralysis? What do you want to know about sleep paralysis? It's got to do with your body, yourself, not understanding what exactly is going on. Okay. We've got people asking questions, like talk about bat cryptids and things. I'm not talking about that right now. What I am talking about is that as your body ascends, then you're going to turn around and see that you're able to see the cryptids more. Okay. I mean, right now, people, like I said, catch a glimpse of them. Oh, I saw one standing beside the road, or oh, I saw this and it chased me, or whatever. Okay. So, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how once our perception and our consciousness has extended, then we start to see the cryptids. And more people are saying that right now. I mean, seriously, if you think about the news, you think about what you're hearing about them stepping out, into public, or being seen in a public park, or just more and more people there are reports, of people interacting and seeing these things. Doesn't mean that you're going to see one particular cryptid. Maybe not. It just depends upon the reality that's right there next to you that you're able to tap into. Okay. And like I said, each time it's going to change a little bit until you get it down, until you realize your body itself, your brain itself makes the connection and says, listen, I want to be in this reality, excuse me, where the bat cryptid is. Okay. And we're going to talk about that. Okay, so we're going to talk about azules. Okay, so we're there with azules, and which are what they're called, or aswangs. It just depends upon where you're at. So that's where your perception is. Okay, you're focused right here on this. Okay, all I want to see are bat cryptids. Okay, well, if you're going to see a bat cryptid, you have to focus right here, because he doesn't exist out here in this other reality until such point as he makes his own connection to that reality. Okay? It's kind of hard, and it's very intense, and it's a very deep subject. Okay? If you guys want, we can go into this and really go into it, or we can just sit here, like I said, and talk about simple ones, because I think it's always better first thing when you start learning about these things to be really simple and basic. Because if your brain hits a bump in the road, and you don't understand what I'm talking about, your brain automatically turns it off and says, I don't want to learn that. That's boring. I don't understand it. People, I think nobody is right. I think we need to really talk about that. But thank you, Nicole. I think that we should start simple, because there's a lot of people out there that this is new to. Okay, your vibrational rate has to match, okay, a reality. It has to. If it doesn't match it, then you're not going to get to experience that reality fully. Okay. Thank you, nobody. I just need people to understand that the reason that you're seeing cryptids now is not only because your body's, saying, hey, we get to see them, but also because your ascensional being is tapping into them. Okay. Now, here's another part I want to talk about. And you're going to say, what the hell are you talking about, Cam? It's the truth, and I think I need to say something on this subject. Okay? if you focus your intent and the way that you are only on one thing, okay, and you focus it, you can create this and bring it into existence, okay? So I really want to talk about this because it's really irritating me, okay? A good one to talk about would be the rake, okay? I'm sure all of you have heard about this thing, okay? And I get these constant people asking me, well, I saw it, or I read about it, or I heard about it, so therefore it must exist. So I'm not saying everybody, but I am saying quite a few people out there are making this up as they go along, okay? And it's just like that story. Remember what I talked about, where the story game from when we were kids, and I tell you a secret, and then you tell somebody else that secret, and then somebody else gets that secret, okay? And by the end of the secret, it isn't anything like how it started out. Well, that's exactly what it started out with this cryptid, okay? They saw this thing, it was tall, skinny, didn't know what it was. Then it turned into one of these things that chases you and wants to abduct your soul. And now you're seeing them all over the sides of houses. You're seeing them, coming into your kitchen when you're asleep. I mean, just give me a break. Okay, it just keeps going on, and it's like somebody's written a movie for a horror creature, okay? And then people want to contact me and say, oh, Kat, I don't know what this is. I need it gone. I don't understand. Well, the Tibetans call them like thought forms. Good morning, Annie. Good morning, Smoke Dog. A thought form is just your intent solidified, okay? And exactly. People are mistaking what these things are, okay? As I've said before, rakes are not this creature that just exactly, Smoke Dog, they're in your bathroom. You guys are getting it, okay? Most people don't, though, okay? It's not an undiscovered cryptid. It's something that's already been here, okay? And as I've said, Strigoi, ugly vampire, okay? I'm serious as a heart attack, people. This is not a new creature, okay? It's not something that's been created. It's not something that's just all of a sudden popped up and been, ta-da, here I am, It doesn't happen like that, okay? The only time that you're going to see something that makes absolutely no sense, good morning, Rita, is when you hear or deal with Satan, okay? Because he can create all these weird monstrosity things from hell, okay? But I am going to tell you this, and this is from the bottom of my heart and from what I know talking to the earth and talking to Heavenly Father. And I really need people to get this, okay? He is no more or no less than like you or I, okay? So when Satan decides he's going to mess around with human beings, he only does it for a limited amount of time because he basically has the same pieces in him that we do, okay? And he's going to lose interest. So you're not going to see the rake hanging off of sides of buses and, going into the classroom. You're not going to see that. You're just not. What you're going to see is this creature that's here. And then everybody out there is going to take a vote, apparently. and now it's the rake. Well, this thing has been here for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, okay? So do you really think that he created this, to just mess with us? Or do you think he was bored? I mean, seriously, good morning, you guys. I'm glad you're here. The Trouble Twins are up, apparently. Ozzy, can you please let them out? So, I'm just saying that if you think of something hard enough, you're going to bring it into existence. Okay? Are people bringing these cryptids into existence? Well, you could say yes, because you're changing their realities. And oh boy, everybody's going to talk this morning. Stop. I'm so sorry, you guys. Welcome to my crazy world. I just need people to understand that the cryptids that you are seeing and hearing have been here for a long time. Okay? You guys just need to learn, once you start to ascend, that you have this peace inside of your brain, inside of your body, inside of your blood, inside of your soul, that allows you to create. Okay, now I know a lot of people out there are going to go, what the hell is she talking about now? Okay? Or I have to leave now because Kat's talking about this stuff, and it's not very, very spiritual. It doesn't match what I was taught. That's fine, but you know what? You were taught this, believe it or not, because it talks about being created from him in his image. Okay, he took it and breathed his own air into our lungs to create us. Okay, so spirit wise, that's what I'm talking about. You are the same piece of spirit, so you can create these cryptids. And this is why I get so mad over this crap, because if you're going to create them, seriously, do you want to create in your brain things that are evil and are running around? Or would you rather, like have those little pink ball Kirby things running around? I mean, just using this as a for instance. I myself would love to have the little pink bubblegum things running around, okay? But in my reality, I understand that's not going to happen, because that's not the way that the world works. That's not the way that this reality works, okay? When you have that situation happen, then you tend to see more schizophrenic people, because they can't meld or mesh the two realities into one. Okay, they haven't learned to do that. You will learn to do that as you ascend, giving you more control over these cryptids that have come. Okay, and they are coming. It's like the floodgates have opened, and I mean, I was making a joke last night because of the craziness that's going on in my world right now. But I was running around telling everybody, release the Kraken, because that's what it feels like to so many people. They're overwhelmed. They go home, they pull into the driveway, and they see something whoosh, run right past their car. And they're like, wait, what the hell was that? Now I'm scared, and they go inside the house, and what do? First thing they do is they look for someone to tell them. I just saw this ginormous, skinny, ugly thing run past my car really fast in the dark, and I don't know what it was, okay? The person that they've told this to is either A, there in person, or B, on the phone, okay? So they're going to say, hey, you know what? So and so saw this really skinny, dark thing that moved like 90 miles an hour past their car. Oh, and he hissed at them. Okay? You see where I'm going with this? The original view of this cryptid is what needs to stay. Okay, I know it's hard. God, you guys have to give them their own personalities, and it's so hard, okay? People want to impose their personality onto these things. It's really important that people understand that as you advance, as you ascend, you're going to bump into some pretty weird crap, okay? And I like to use this example. When I was 13, my brain was ascending. And good morning, Mac. It got to the point where the things that I was seeing, I was only 13 years old. So I'm like, what the heck is that? I mean, a ginormous foot that's as tall as I am running down the side of the highway. You know, I mean, I can't even really call it a highway. It's just a dirt road, really, you know. And I remember just kind of looking at me, stop the bike, sit there and stare at it for a minute. I mean, I would start, it would start. I would stop, it would stop. And as I kind of was scared, I started to realize that what my grandmother and the elders had said, your reality is meshed with his reality. Okay? So 13 years old, I'm like, I need to run. I need to get home. I need to get out of here. So I take off on the bike. This thing is just like hopping in these enormous bounds, okay? Who the hell says that a ginormous foot can live? Okay, and that's the way that I'm talking about this thing. It looked like a ginormous foot, you know, I mean, from your hip down your leg, okay, and the knee bent, and that's all there was, okay? So I finally make it to the edge of my front yard. I got home, and as I was standing there on the deck that runs around the house, I was looking at this thing, and I was like, do I need to scream? Do I need to yell for my dad? Do I need to, you know, what do I need to do? And all of a sudden it hit me. You know what? I don't think he belongs here. That's all it took. The moment I started to think about that, seriously think about it, it was gone. It started to leave. You know, people need to listen to that voice that's inside of you and says, what the heck is that? That's not real. That's got to go, you know. And once you do that, it draws that being's attention to this reality and what he's being perceived as. Now, either he can keep being perceived as a ginormous foot, or he can just go away to his other dimension, to his reality, okay? The Stayama, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Forest People, Oma, whatever you want to call them, these guys have been here for a long time. Long time. Okay, remember I told you, our reality has been meshed with these guys for thousands of years. Okay, so when they are trying to give a message to people, I always tell people, you need to, Douglas, you need to understand that they are trying to see if you yourself have ascended to the point where they can communicate with you. Okay? Once they've communicated to you, then you can move forward. You can decide what you want to do about that. Okay? So people thinking that they want to move forward with the Sasquatch, the Seymour beings, first and foremost, remember what I told you. Some of it's good, some of it's bad, and some of it doesn't really exist. Okay? Now, there's my 3 things. So, sure, they can heal. Man, can they heal you? Or B, they can tell you some things that are just total BS. Okay, I'm gonna call them on it because I have called them on it. Okay, you gotta remember these beings are emotionally similar to us. So that means that they're more interested in protecting themselves than protecting us. Okay, them first, then us. Okay, gee, that sounds kind of human, doesn't it? Okay, so they're protecting their reality, but they're gonna trust you a little bit to reach out to you and see, if you are able to understand their reality. God, it's such a hard subject, you guys, and I'm so sorry. I'm trying to make it so that everybody can understand this. Okay? You're making your own reality, they're making their own reality, and at some point, those have to interconnect, intersect, okay? So the Seymour have decided now, okay, I'm going to reach out to Earth Child, and I'm going to say, hey, Earth Child, this is what I want from you, or this is going to happen in the next 7 days. And 7 days comes and passed, and it doesn't work. Good. I'm glad, Christy. Good morning, Linda. I just want people to understand that everything you're hearing on the news doesn't always mean that it's friendly, nice, gonna reach out there, shake your hand, say, how you doing? Let's go get a cup of coffee. Okay? Because that's not the reality of what they are. Okay? They do know, Stayama know for a fact that humans are ascending, but we can't have them ascending and watching us ascend without those 2 timelines crossing. Can't be done. That's not the way that this reality works on this planet. Okay? It's just not. So if one of you is going to ascend and the other one's going to ascend, you're going to meet. Okay, so prepare yourself for that. Okay, I have clients that just don't want to be prepared for that. Okay, they would rather tell me every doggone time, Kat, this is what's happening and I can't change it. And it's the same thing over and over and over and over again. And I'm like, don't you realize what you're doing? You're making this. And it has no other way to be made. This is the way that it's got to go. Scarborough Station is talking about his telepathic or their telepathic messages that they received. I'm really curious as to what they were. Were they in picture form? Were you being talked to? What was the lesson that they were teaching? Because they teach so much, and this is a very popular way for them to reach out and see what kind of a response. So I would really like to know, Scarborough Station, what type of message did you receive? Because as I said, I get a lot of it. So, anyway, I think that's probably going to be my message for today, is the fact that the cryptids are stepping out. If you see these things and they seem just too bizarre, I mean, there are some things that your brain can go, oh, I can wrap my head around that. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Or I saw this big flying humanoid. Well, yeah, we get vultures and things that have big wings. Okay, so yeah, maybe that's possible. Okay, those are things that you can wrap your head around. A big 10-foot tall guy standing there eating all the fruit off the tree. Your brain can kind of wrap itself around that and be comfortable with it. Other times, not so able. Me and that stupid foot. I just want you to realize you created that foot, okay? I created that foot by allowing it to be there. I just want everybody to understand that, because think about it, really, really think about this lesson, okay? Because you're going to go home. I know you are. And I want you to know that when you get the chance to seriously think about these things and accept how they are, then your brain is going to ascend and you're going to go to another level. Baby steps, boom. Now you're up there at that next level. And maybe the next level is after you acknowledge that what you saw may have been similar or looked like soy. Your brain realizes this and accepts that it's what it is. It's not what it is when you're creating this thing and you imbue it with properties that it doesn't really have. You're giving it some power. And I hate giving my power to anybody or anything. So I want you to think about this, okay, and go to the next level and realize that when you see these cryptids, this is what they're doing. They're doing the things that they do because you are making them do it. You're allowing them to do it. Put your thumbprint into their reality, okay? This is what I do with the dogmen and everything else. You came here, well, I'm Betty Badass. I can do what I'm going to do. And since this is my reality, I'm going to make sure that it's a reality that has major control by Heavenly Father. Okay, that's my number one thing. And it's my daughter always says, if I had my way, yes, Rita, you have to have a positive attitude. I was just going to say, my reality is so much different than everybody else's reality. And that's the way I like it. And I think that once you realize what your reality is, then you can change it, tweak it, adjust it to where you're really, really comfortable with it. Okay, and not so freaked out over these cryptids. Okay, because there are some people out there who have not even ascended and cannot even accept the fact that they have these cryptids in their realities. Okay, so I want you guys to understand this. If you have any questions, please Feel free to email me at cathanson@yahoo.com. It's all one word. I did want to say thank you to my patrons, and thank you guys very much for coming here. It helps me to help you. Anywho, I'm going to scoot. I'm going to let you guys get about your day, and I will talk at you later. Bye. Here we go.